Yeah, I mean, Gabe, the cool thing about Gabe is he has been working his butt off. If you talk to Gabe, and he's been in every single day for months. He comes in at 8 in the morning and he shoots. He lives with Josh, and Josh is in there taking all the credit for Gabe now, okay? And I said, well, Josh, how come for the last 2 months you weren't taking any credit, But he, man, he did a good job, and he even did a better job defensively. That's where he's been struggling. But I think, too, the game plan that the assistants came up with was really good. We knew they were going to really sag in. When you penetrate into that lane, they just, and we worked hard on 2-foot stops, on kicking the ball out. The game had some ready shoot, inside out threes, which are the best kind. He can shoot the ball, and I thought he did a phenomenal job. And Aaron just keeps getting better. His shot is getting better. It's fun to watch guys get better at the end of the year, that's for sure.
That 8-0 start, especially for Henry, seemed like really boosted his confidence.
I think for all of us, as you guys know, we haven't been the best starting team in captivity. We've kind of had some slow starts. And I told him, it's hard to do that in these kind of tournaments, because everybody, the pressure, excuse me, and it starts mounting and this and that. And I just thought they were ready to play, but I thought they took a game plan, and that cutout and rebounding. And I mean, my girl Kara, who is my social media girl, because I won't touch the stuff, so I had to hire somebody. But, I said there early in the week, we got to get some signs, and I want them in the locker room, I want them in their rooms, I want them in the hotels, I want them in the eating areas. And it was the cutout and rebound, cutout and rebound, cutout and rebound. And normally my team's pretty good at that. We're not quite as good this year, but the cutout and rebounding, the turnovers, and the get into the lane and kickouts were 3 things that we wanted to do. Very seldom do you do all 3 things, and today we did all 3 things.
When LSU got it to 4, you said that you were going to call timeout, but then you decided not to because you said, I'm going to trust my guys. Why did you decide to do that?
It's weird because if you remember a couple years ago against Middle Tennessee, they started out, I think, 14-0 or something. I didn't call one, and I probably still look at that, but I felt like this game was going to go down to the end, which it didn't. And I didn't feel like we were panicking. I just didn't think we did a good enough job of taking care of the ball in that stretch. We had 2 turnovers for layups, and then we had a couple of poor offensive. They got some good offensive rebounds, and so I said even my mom was probably calling saying timeout, call timeout. I know Dick Vitale probably was, but I did trust Cassius. Cassius is kind of a cool cookie to have out there. I just looked in his eyes, and there was no panic. And then all of a sudden, boy, we got that running game going, and we scored 8 points real quick. And then I just sigh of relief.
Is there a chance that Nick misses Sunday?
I have no idea. The good news is it's not broke. They've already x-rayed it. It's not in the same spot, but it's on the same hand. I didn't see what happened, to be honest with you. He says he's hanging in there. I mean, it's going to be sore, but I don't know. I mean, no secrets here. The secret is he already got x-rayed, and at least that's A-okay, so that's a positive.
Coach, what are the factors that has helped this team exceed your expectations and being one way to be in the Final Four?
I think the connection. There's an unbelievable connection with this group. When we came in the locker room, Cassius and Josh was really vocal about it, but Kenny and Nick and Xavier and McQuaid were so happy for the 2 freshmen. And that just doesn't happen all the time, Sometimes there's jealousy with the young guys, sometimes there's other things. Sometimes, McQuaid and Kenny had a tough game as far as shooting the ball. They were so happy for the 2 freshmen, and that's because those guys work every day. So I'd say that's kind of what's got this team together, is there's a connection.
With those 2 guys in particular, with Kenny and Matt, they had some pretty significant defensive responsibilities in this game. I guess when you don't have an off night like that, it doesn't mean they're not playing poor.
No, I kept saying that to Dane Fife. I said, Kenny isn't playing very good. He said, well, he's rebounding, he's cutting out, he's doing all the other things. And I just saw those threes he was missing. So, goes to show maybe I'm turning into an offensive coach. What a shame that would be. But you're right, and McQuaid did a pretty good job on the little guy early, you know. What was really impressive to me is we switched Cassius on. Yeah, he hit 3 threes on him, but Cassius did a pretty good job keeping him out of the lane. You know, they're tough. When our bigs got tired, you saw some of those open court layups. It's because we weren't doing what we were supposed to do from a big standpoint, not a guard standpoint. So I just thought in general it was a very team-oriented victory, and that'll be fun moving forward.
Tom, you haven't won the weekend quite yet, but how much does it mean to you personally to get your team to another Elite Eight?
Well, that's just the greatest. You know, there's no greater time. If you're a coach, there's no greater time to play than when there's only going to be, you know, so many teams left. You know, and 8 teams left by the time we play, and that's what I live for. That's what I dream of. That's what I think. They're learning how to do that, you know. I kind of imposed that on them, you know, and it's kind of fun because we still got some former guys that came out here, and you know they know, you know. And I saw Andre Hudson, and I said, Andre, remember now, he coined the phrase to be the best. You got to beat the best. I don't know who will play, but you know we're gonna have our hands full either way.